Yeah, he's not here. It is 9:43. John Carney filling in. Joining us now, Dan Dierdorf, and I always enjoy having him on the air because I never get tired of hearing the fat jokes.
Hello, John. How are you this morning?
I'm good, Danny. Congratulations. And when they said Dan Dierdorf has a new job, I thought maybe you were going to be the new coach for Mizzou basketball.
Yeah, that opened up in a hurry, didn't it?
Yeah. Apparently it's that season. So it's back to the broadcast booth. Can't you retire well?
Well, here's now, in my own defense, when I retired from CBS last fall, it was because the travel was just too much for me. I'm physically, if I was doing the Rams, half of the games would be at home and I wouldn't have to travel. But my job required that I had a road game every week. So every Friday morning I went to Lambert. I got on an airplane to go somewhere. I spent the weekend in a hotel. I didn't get home till Sunday night or Monday morning. And physically, after all those years, it was over. I couldn't and didn't want to do it anymore.
So
this is a unique opportunity for me with the Michigan radio job. First of all, I don't have to wear a coat and tie anymore, and that's huge. And secondly, I have a home in Michigan where I spend all summer and fall, so I'll just drive to Ann Arbor to do most of these games. I'm only going to have to go to an airport maybe one time all year to fulfill my obligation. So that's a big difference.
And even though, you spent some time doing the Monday Night Football for ABC and did color analyst for CBS, Twinkle Toes, you really belong on the radio.
Well, I started on the radio. It's, I guess it's always been my first love. And I was, it's funny you should bring that up. I was thinking about it this morning that I really owe my entire broadcasting career to two people, Robert Hyland and Jack Buck. And I started in radio. I chased the money in television, and now I'm returning to radio, and I feel pretty good about it.
I don't have anybody to thank for my radio career, sadly. 30 years, and I'm still looking for somebody to thank, but it doesn't look like I have to write a speech anytime soon.
Your father might be frowning right now.
You know what? He passed away 6 months into my career. I would have loved to have asked him a lot of questions, and I wonder if
you would.
I wonder if I'm partially responsible.
No, I don't think you were. He was immensely proud of you, and it was one of the great blessings of my life getting to get to know your dad, to have dinner with your father, cocktails at the house, and then head out to a restaurant. I'm telling you, those were the evenings that a guy never forgets.
And then more cocktails. Well, sure, there's police reports to remind you of elements of the story. Talk about, it's great to be back in the game. It's good to be broadcasting again, but to go back to your alma mater where you played the game has got to be beyond prideful for you.
Well, it's the only job I would have ever considered. And not only that, my broadcast partner, if you can imagine this, is a former teammate of mine who I have known since 1968.
And he's alive?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, he was 1 year behind me when I was a senior. He was a junior. We played the same position. So he got to start when I graduated, and he's been broadcasting Michigan football for 32 years. So he's gonna slide over and do the play-by-play. I'm coming in to do the color, and so not only am I going back to Ann Arbor, not only am I going back to my alma mater, but I'm going back to work with one of the oldest and best friends who I have known my entire adult life. How's it get any better than that?
Jim Brandstatter. And have you guys stayed pretty close over the years?
Oh, absolutely, because he's done the color for the University of Michigan. He does the color for the Detroit Lions. He's done that for like 25 years. And so I never go to Ann Arbor where I don't see Jim and his wife and we have dinner. And because I've always been proud of him for his broadcasting career. I know he's been proud of me. And I've always been a little envious of Jim because of he's been a part of Michigan football ever since the day he walked on the field with me for our first practice with Bo Schembechler. So I've always been jealous of his getting to be a part of the Maize and Blue, and now I'm kind of horning in on the action a little bit.
And there's got to be another great Cinderella-like moment for you, and I don't call it that because of your off-the-shoulder frock that you've been known to sport on occasions, but the fact, too, that you went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1996, and you're from Canton, Ohio.
Yep, it's a story you can't. It's a story you can't make up. I was 13 years old when I stood with my father among a group of people, and we watched Pete Rozelle put a spade in the ground and turn over some dirt to start construction of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I used to ride my bike down there because I only lived about a mile and a half away. I'd watch the building being constructed. I used to walk through it. I went to every enshrinement, every Hall of Fame game until I started playing in the NFL. And my father had died, but my mother was still alive, and she still lived in the house where I grew up. And I am the only member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame that if I would have chosen to, I could have slept in my own bed in my own bedroom, gotten up, shower shaved, put on that yellow blazer, and walked to the Hall of Fame in about 15 minutes. You can't make that up.
I'm thinking I should play you in the movie.
Yeah, it's a long and distinguished list of unattractive people that would audition for that role.
The later you with the limp, that would be that would be. I worry though.
Now that's funny,
Danny. I got to tell you, I worry because with this gig and a little more entrenched in Michigan, doing the games for the university there, is St. Louis going to lose you?
Oh no, never. I will admit. St. Louis loses me in the summer. I have reached the point where a 97-degree day does not hold any allure for me whatsoever. We've got a home in northern Michigan. We escape up there. We move up there in the middle of May, and I mean we come back and forth. We've got our grandchildren here. We go back and forth, but we pretty much are Michigan residents from May until October. And when the leaves fall off up there, we come down here and get a second fall here. And we will never, ever leave St. Louis.
Now here's the $64,000 question. Is Ann Arbor begging for a new steakhouse?
No, that's the last thing I need to do. Hey, I was in the steakhouse business for 30 years. That was long enough. No more restaurants for me. You know, I'm part owner of J Bucks and Joe Bucks here in St. Louis. I love the success we're having with both those places. That's it. That is it.
I will never say this publicly, but I'm fiercely proud of you and honored to have called you a friend for a lot of years.
Well, thanks, John. It's been great knowing you. I've known you for a long, long time. You were, probably 10 years old the first time I met you, and I'm proud of your success as well. Keep up the good work.
That was 5 or 6 arrests ago. Thanks. Thanks for the time, Dan. We'll talk again soon, I hope.
You got it, John. Thank you.
All right, be well. New voice, University of Michigan football starting in the fall. That's Dan Dierdorf. It is 9:52 at the Big 550 KTR.